Empathy made me the leader I'm in today, but it also almost broke me. People rarely talk about that side of it. The quiet cost of caring deeply every day for everyone. I have always led with emotions. I listen, I hold space, I understand. But over time, I started noticing something I didn't expect. The more I observed, the less I could breathe. The more I carried, the less I could lead. That's when I learned something every emotionally intelligent leader eventually faces it. Empathy without boundaries does not make you more human, it makes you disappear. And rebuilding from that changed how I live and lead. I have always been the person people come to at work, in my team, in life, the listener, the steady one, the safe space, and I loved that role. But over the years, I noticed I was holding too much. I would finish a coaching session, strategy meeting, or a late night call and feel emotionally heavy, even when things went well. At first, I brushed it off. Then I realized empathy had stopped being a bridge. It had become an open door that never closed. Everything came in, nothing left. That's the danger no one talks about. When empathy turns into overextension, you lose your clarity, your peace, and sometimes your voice. One night, after back to back calls, I sat in silence and felt something strange. Everyone around me was moving forward, but I felt still inside. I was giving constantly, yet felt disconnected from myself. That's when I remembered something I had once told a client: you cannot pour from an empty cup. And for the first time, I realized I needed to hear it too. That moment became a turning point because empathy is not about carrying everyone's pain. It's about knowing where your responsibility ends and your compassion begins. I started small. I paused before saying yes. I listened with presence, not pressure. I began protecting my time the same way I protect my team's well being. And something beautiful happened. The quality of my empathy deepened. I did not lose connection, I gained clarity. I did not stop caring, I started caring wisely. Because sustainable empathy is not emotional label. It's emotional leadership, the kind that understands pain without drawing in it, the kind that inspires trust without self-sacrifice. Here's what psychology tells us. Over-empathic leaders experience something called empathic distress. It's when the brain mirrors others' emotions so strongly that it forgets where you end and they begin. Neuroscientist Tanya Singer calls it the dark side of empathy. It activates the brain's pain centers instead of compassion circuits, which leads to emotional apathy and burnout. The solution is not less empathy. It's compassionate empathy where emotion needs regulation. This activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for calm reasoning and clear judgment. When leaders practice compassion instead of observation, their teams perform better. Trust rises and empathy becomes sustainable. That emotional intelligence at the highest level. Empathy with self-awareness. When I began applying this to my own work, everything shifted. I started sharing this with leaders, how to balance empathy with boundaries, how to feel deeply without losing direction. One client told me, I feel guilty when I take time for myself. And I said, taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's what allows you to keep serving. He began scheduling recovery hours after difficult meetings. Within weeks, his energy changed and his team noticed. That's the power of regulated empathy. It doesn't make you careless, it makes you care longer. Here's what I now share in every workshop. It's called the care model for protecting empathy while staying connected. C. Center. Take 1 minute before any meeting to breathe deeply. When your body is calm, your empathy becomes clear. A. Acknowledge. Name what you are feeling and what you notice in others. Awareness prevents absorption. R. Reflect. After emotional conversation, take 5 minutes to write down what's yours to hold and what is not. Then release what does not belong to you. A. Empower. Instead of rescuing, guide people to find their own strength. Ask, what would help you move forward? This is empathy and balance. Not softer, smarter. Empathy made me who I am, but learning how to protect it made me who I became. Leadership is not about observing everyone's pain. It's about helping others rediscover their own power. If you care deeply, don't let that care consume you. Let it guide you. Empathy is a gift, but only if you know how to hold it. If this spoke to you, stay. This space is for leaders who want to feel deeply and lead clearly.